Hi guys, BaDaBooM here. Today I'm going to show you how to make gaming videos for YouTube, part 2, green screen with Sony Vegas and Hitfilm. First I'm going to show you how to edit your video using Sony Vegas. Let me show you how to set your default project settings. Click on File, then select Properties. Here by Template, select HD 1080-60i. Here by Frame Rate, in the drop down I select 59.940, Full Resolution Rendering Quality Best. Select this checkbox, start all projects with these settings. I would suggest you install Audacity, which is a free audio editing software. Audacity helps to clean up background noise. There are plenty of other features in Audacity, but I use it only for that. Once Audacity is installed, you need to tell Sony Vegas to use it as the preferred audio editor. So you will click on Options, Preferences, Audio, and here by Preferred Audio Editor, you'll click on Browse and you will find you'll use Audacity.exe. The default install directory for Audacity is in Program Files x86 Audacity. Okay, let's start by opening the captured green screen video and voice. Click on File, Import, Media, select the footage. It is now in the project media here. To start working with it, drag it to the timeline. Here it is asking me if I want to set the project video settings to match this media. The reason it is asking this is because the project is set at 60 frames per second and this video is recorded in 30 frames per second. I'm going to select no as my gameplay is in 60 frames per second. If you listen here, you will hear some background noise. To remove this background noise, you will right click on the audio part here and select Open Copy in Audio Editor. Sony Vegas then opens Audacity. I like to use the safer option, so just say OK. Now to reduce the background noise, highlight a piece of the audio where you are not speaking, like this piece here. Click on Effect, then select Noise Reduction. Click on Get Noise Profile. Now you want to apply the noise reduction to the whole audio clip. So we go Edit, select All. We go back to Effect, Noise Reduction. You can play around with the settings here, but these are the settings that I prefer. Say OK. You will see now that line in the middle is much thinner, and if we listen to it, there will be almost no background noise. If you are happy with the result, File, Export Audio. Give it a name. I'll call it Cleaned Audio. Okay. You can now close Audacity. Now you want to get rid of the audio with the background noise. Right click, Group, Remove From. Right click on the audio piece, Delete. Let's import the cleaned audio. Drag it to the timeline and get it aligned with the video. Now we can group them back together again. Click on the video piece, hold Ctrl, click on the audio piece, right click, group, create new. Okay, so that's done. Let's crop the video. Click here on Event, Pan Crop. Put a tick by mask. Select rectangle or square mask creation tool. Then just drag the area you want to mask off. If you want, you can give it a name and save it. So next time you only have to select it from the drop down. Next we will select Event FX. For the green screen, select Sony Chroma Key. Okay. In the drop down, select green screen or whichever chroma key color you are using. Here it is very useful if you have two screens, then you can select video preview on external monitor. But for the demonstration purposes, I will keep it on the same screen. Select show mask only. What we want to achieve is the background completely black and the subject completely white. So you will play around with the low and high threshold. Great, now the background is black and the subject is white. You can remove the tick from show mask only and close the window. Next you want to move and size the video accordingly. Click on Track Motion. Then resize and move into position. Close the window. Import the gameplay media and drag it into the timeline. Now get your green screen overlay in sync with your gameplay. There we go. I'll take the in-game volume down to about -13 decibels. If you have music in the place of in-game sound, take the volume down. To remove the parts that are boring or where you messed up, etc., click on the timeline. Right click on the line and say split. Remember to do this on both green screen video overlay and the gameplay. Let's say this is the end of the piece you want to remove. Right click on the line again, split, split, right click, delete, right click, delete. Now drag the video back to where it meets. Once you are done with all your editing, it's time to render. File, render as, select Internet HD 1080p. What I did to render in 60 frames per second in the best quality is customize template. Give it a name like my 60 fps render. Put a tick by allow source to adjust frame size. Profile is high. Frame rate, you type in 60. In the audio tab, I set the bitrate to 320. And lastly, in the project tab, in video rendering quality, best. Now save the rendering template and render. So now I'm moving across to Hitfilm 3 Express, which is the free version of Hitfilm. Click on New, select a custom template, 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames per second, and we click Start Editing. Now the limitation with Hitfilm is you do not have that option of Open Copy in Audio Editor to remove noise. You will need something like a free video to MP3 converter to get the pure audio, because Audacity will not accept any video files as an input if you do want to reduce noise or do anything audio wise with that. So we'll click on Import, Green Screen. We'll drag it across to the timeline here. You need to click Make Composite Shot. Okay. Now what we can do is, if we want to crop, we can basically mask over here like that. You can then go and modify your mask a little bit. I think that's good. Okay, and then we need to go to Effects, Keying, Color Difference Key. We then drag this on here. We'll expand the color difference key, and this is pretty similar to Sony Vegas. So you also have your minimum and maximum. The minimum I'll take to about 0.8, and the maximum I think down to 0.9 should be good. You also have the View Matte checkbox here, which you can use, but that looks good to me. So if I go back here to Editor, I should be able to make this a little bit smaller and drag this into the corner where I'd like it to be, like that. We go back to Media, Import, and we then import the gameplay. We'll drag that across to the timeline here. And now we need to get our overlay in sync with our video. You need to make sure that your gameplay is video 1 and your green screen is video 2. Otherwise your gameplay will be on front of you. So let's quickly get the audio and video and things in sync here. Okay, so what you also want to do is, here by the gameplay audio part, is you want to go to Control, Properties, Level, and then you take your decibels down a bit. Maybe just play around, maybe minus 20 or so. I think it's a long way back there, so okay, so if you want to, let's say you want to trim your video, you will right click, slice, and do the same on the gameplay. Right click, slice, and pretty much like Sony Vegas, let's say run about here. You right click, slice, right click, slice, and you can then delete those pieces, and then you can drag it back until it meets up like that, and that's pretty much it. So if you want to export, you click on Export, you select H.264 1920 by 1080 at 60 frames. It's complaining because the level is too low. I just go and set it to 5.1. My target bitrate I bump up to about 20. Max bitrate I'll set 24. And the audio I like to do 320 kbs. And export audio and video. And you click on Export. Just give it a file name. Hitfilm, click on save, and that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Until next time.